All right, hopefully this is the last question for at-home learning, and then we're back at school after the break. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Well, what am I going to do here? This is a pretty tricky question. Surface area of this thing. It's a donut kind of shape, right? So how am I going to find the surface area? Well, a lot of calculations. Okay, there's going to be a lot of things to keep track here. You're going to need to find, let's just do top bottom and explain what needs to be done. So for top bottom, I'm going to color this yellow. You will need to find the area of the big circle. So area of that, let's call it circle 1, area 1. Then you're going to find this area 2, this little thing in here. You're going to need to find that area and subtract it, because looking from the top, it's a donut. You just want this. You do not want the pink. You want to subtract that pink out, get it out of there. So area 1 minus area 2. All right, how do you find an area of a circle? It's going to be pi r squared minus pi r squared. This r is going to be r1, which is the whole thing here. Half of 10. What's half of 10? 5. So this is going to be 5 squared. Okay, so that's going to be 25. R2, half of 2 is 1. So 1 squared is 1. So that's going to be that value. All right, you're going to subtract these to get this donut shape. Once you have that donut shape, that will be yellow, you're going to need to multiply that by 2. There are 2 donut shapes. Once you get that, you'll get both yellow. A lot to keep track there. Okay, so it seems quite simple. Go ahead and solve for that. You will get the top bottoms, because there's 2 of them, top bottoms. Now, the other part that is a little bit tricky is now that you're going to need to find 2 cylinders, right? And you're going to need to add these together. So cylinder 1, let's call this one blue. It's the outside cylinder. Okay, when you cut this thing open, let's color the whole thing. When you cut this thing open, you're going to get a cylinder. Okay, it's going to be 8, and this will be the top circumference, pi d. All right, so this is cylinder 1. So it's the area of this is going to be pi d times 8. What's d in this case? It's 10. Cylinder 2, you're going to need to add. It's the pink thing. It's on the inside, but it is part of the surface area, right? This cylinder is also counted as part of the surface area. Cut that thing open. You're going to get something a little shorter because it's not as big as a cylinder, but it's also 8 high, but the circumference is smaller. Why is the circumference smaller? Because the diameter is smaller. The diameter in this case is 2. Okay, so diameter is 2 here, and the diameter here is 10. You're going to get 2 values here. So that's a blue value. This would be the pink value, but you're going to add these together. All right, add this value, and then add the yellows. So there's a lot of calculations there, a lot of pies and a lot of decimals. Keep track of all those decimals, write everything down, add them all together, and you should get a value, and then you round that value to the nearest whole number. Hopefully that helps. This is the last question. Take your time, do your best. Last question before at-home learning is hopefully done. Thank you very much. See you back in class.